Hi there, I'm David Smith and I've been very pleased to be involved in the various episodes where we've been promoting with this television station about the questions of another religion, in particular about Islam, but sometimes we've ventured into other areas because we do need to better understand whatever religion, ideology, faith we may happen to interact with. The fact is that around the world, Islam is one of the faster growing religions. There are a lot of questions as to why that is so. It may be through birth, in some cases it may be through conversion, but overall there are something like 1 billion Muslims in the world of a total population of some 6 billion. And so if in fact you are thinking about Islam, either because that's your own heritage or because somebody has said to you, it's high time you started to think about it, then I want to suggest to you that you do need to think about it. And I have with me a book that I would like to promote. Now this book here, you may be able to see it on the screen, is called Islam, Human Rights and Public Policy. And it's a book you can get from this television station by responding to what you'll see on the screen with an address. The reason for promoting this book is that it is a book that has been written by a whole lot of people from different parts of the world to help whoever reads it to better understand the ideology of Islam, particularly as it impacts human rights, because indeed it has an enormous impact on the way people live, and whether the impact of the way you live says something about your rights as a person. It also, of course, deals with the religious demands that are on each person, no matter whatever faith or ideology you may have. And you may well be an atheist and say, I don't believe in any of that stuff. But even as an atheist, you have certain values and you have certain goals in your life which you've gained perhaps from reading other books or talking to people or listening to television. Whatever those goals are, you need to think about them. And so you do particularly need to think about the goals as they're set out here. Because of these different writers from around the world, you've got all of the major issues dealt with. And it is really a fascinating book. I find that even politicians in Western countries are fascinated by this book because it helps them to have a better understanding of what is going on behind the scene. Why do people respond, let's say, to Islamic ideology, or those perhaps brought up with an Islamic background? Why do they remain with Islam? What's the benefit of it? In the light of some of the things that have happened, there are of course extremists, and those extremists have done certain things. Does that have an impact on ordinary Muslims who are living a quiet, peaceful life in the corner of their own suburb? This book touches on those issues so that one can understand what the main themes are, what are the chief goals, how does it impact human rights, and ultimately, how does it affect public policy? So it's a book that, in one sense, is not all that easy to read because it's thoughtful, but in another sense it is easy to read because it's helpful. And so I want to recommend that you get this book. Price and details are on the screen so that you can respond and read it for yourself and get some better understanding with a global view of a global issue.